So, by the time of recording this, I'm planning my very first ever watch party that's coming out. But prior to recording this, will be tomorrow. Tomorrow, and I've basically I've been excited. I've been excited about this. There's something new that I'm bringing to the channel, something different to do with all of you guys, and that's basically what I'm going to be talking about today. Watch parties, like what is the point of them, how do they start, stuff like that, just kind of going about the basics of it. And yeah, I'm psyched about it. And let's get started, shall we? So guys, this podcast is going to be all about the watch parties. Now, like I said in the beginning, I've been pretty much prepping for this. Prior to recording this, will be a little bit over 2 weeks now, something like that. So I'm pretty excited about it. Again, it's something that I'm going to be trying out. Uh, by the time this comes out, it will be tomorrow, and I'm actually going to be doing a short live after this. But that's beside the point. But watch parties, let's start by talking about when they got started. I have a little bit of history on it right here. And how did the watch parties start? So the watch parties started, they launched in 2020. And you hear that year, you think back, the pandemic, lockdowns, stuff like that. So already, or you get an idea as to why these things start, becoming a thing of that year. But I'm gonna go ahead and read exactly what this is. Launched in 2020, watch parties allowed streamers with Amazon Prime to host watch alongs of movies and TV shows available on Prime Video. Viewers who also had Prime could join the party and enjoy the content together with the streamer's webcam displayed alongside the video. So, by the looks of it, Amazon was the first company to start launching the watch parties. So, shout out to Amazon for doing something pretty cool. Because again, I'm psyched because I'm psyched because again, I'm trying this idea out in the channel. By the time this comes out, Thursday will be tomorrow. And since I've been on about watch parties, I thought, you know what? Why not make a podcast about it? Let's talk about it, a little bit about its history. So that's what we just learned just now. They launched in 2020. Again, this was all pandemic lockdown, so nobody was leaving their houses. So this was kind of like Amazon bringing theaters to you, to your home. So I think that's pretty fucking awesome of Amazon to do that, especially around that particular time. This is like 2020 is like a big deal. It's, for people who actually lived it. Like that's something that we're gonna be talking about later on in the future to our kids. Like I remember 2020. It was so full of not toilet paper and stuff like that. Because that's actually true. It was hard to get water and toilet paper in 2020. Why am I talking? I'm going to talk like that when I get old. That's why I'm talking like that. But yes, 2020 was the year it started. Excuse me, for the obvious reasons, of course. Uh, this pandemic, lockdowns, and stuff like that. And so that's a little bit on the history on watch parties. And let's get an understanding of watch parties because I've actually, like I said, I'm starting my own. But before I actually decided to do so, I would kind of I would jump into because there's people that I follow who actually host watch parties. Shout out to I like Scary. Shout out to Scary. Um, I've been in one of them, and like I like that. Well, first of all, that particular channel is all about horror, so I'm already down for that. And but the actual watch parties, if you ever participated in one, there's things about it that I don't like, and I'll listen for you first before we get into understanding them. The reason why I'm not too crazy about them is because, for one thing, it's literally like just like what you're seeing right now, except like just you know that thing I do when I shrink myself. For those of you who watch the lives and stuff like that, and the videos where I review stuff, where I actually shrink myself to the side and I'm showing you guys in the display. Think of it that way, except nobody talking, unless you're one of those people who actually talk during movies, which is I'm a little bit guilty of that. So there's that. The fact that they're literally just like for instance, my monitor's over here, and there's people just staring, not even like directly looking at the camera or whatever, just like, you know what I mean? That's like the biggest thing that I'm not a fan of. But again, if you are a type of person who talks during the movie, again, I'm a little guilty of that. So and you can actually make the watch party enjoyable, and at the same time trying your hardest not to especially if you have guests, which I'm going to get into right now, especially if you have guests and you're watching this movie with guests, and you're the type of person that talks during the movie. It's like being yourself but trying really hard not to annoy the people who are watching the movie with you. Which brings me to my next thing. Guests. I am going to be having guests in mind. um but I think bringing in guests to watch parties makes it more interesting, because it's like you get a whole complete different what's it called, it's a different atmosphere. It's not just a one person not staring at the camera and just completely not talking and stuff. And for those of you who are watching the video podcast, may I suggest uh, tune in to tomorrow's live video. Hit the notify me, because it comes out tomorrow. I'm psyched about it. Get involved with us. I'll get into details later. And but yeah, those are one of the things that I don't like about watch parties, is that it's just people just like again, not staring at the camera, staring completely away for like an hour or two, depending on the movie, right? Excuse me. And but that's the main thing I don't like. So the way that I'm gonna go about it is different. Again, I'm gonna hold on to the way that I'm gonna be doing it. Um Again, I've been explaining this. In fact, I did a short vertical live just yesterday. Again, if you're on the video podcast, you can search that up. If anything, I'll maybe just link those down below, because by the time I'm done recording this, I'm actually gonna go for another one. So I will link those two down below. I'm gonna have a sip of the coffee here. And but yeah, those are the things I don't like about watch parties. How doing it in groups again brings a whole different dynamic, because yeah, I mean it depends on how it's done, right? I think I've never stayed for an entire um what's it called, watch party, but I assume, and I really hope this is true, that by the end of it they discuss it instead of just calling it a day, right? Which I assume they do. Um, but I'm gonna stop it there. Let's get a little bit more of an understanding of what watch parties, and of course, once once we're all said and done, um, I'll explain how mine's gonna happen and stuff like that. We'll get into details. And okay, understanding watch parties. my understanding, I already gave you my understanding why I don't like about it. I just like what I do like about it is the fact that it's just a bunch of friends getting together, not in the same room, but still getting together watching movies. It's more of a movie lover thing. It's like it's kind of no different, especially nowadays. It's no different than your friends being. Well, I'm gonna say kids because I got I got kids that that will literally just sit and ignore each other on the phone stuff and at the same time watching TV. It's kind of like that, except not um in the same room. But I think it's more it's more I want to use the word engaging because you're all focused on one subject, which the movie. And I think again, it's a movie lover thing, I guess. But anyway, that's what I love about it. I already told you what I love about it. I already told you what I don't like about it. Now let's understand what watch parties are. Now, a watch party is a synchronized viewing experience where individuals or groups can simultaneously watch movies, TV shows, or other streaming content together, regardless of their physical location. Which is basically what I just explained. Um, it doesn't matter where you guys are from. And that's another thing. It's especially when you have friends, family, or whatever that are out of town. Again, movie lovers, you you guys have like a set uh not I'm trying to think of the words, not ritual, but routine where you got a day where you just sit down and watch movies and you guys are not with each other, and you can still do so. Doesn't matter where you are, doesn't matter what location you're at. It's just a matter of just getting some sort of streaming service of some sort and getting together at a set time and just you know sitting back, couple of beers, maybe snacks and whatever, and watch a movie together. No matter where you're at, that's what I love about it. And that's another thing about the watch parties that is really really cool. That especially for people like for me, I'm gonna use myself as an example. Um, I don't have a lot of opportunities to actually. Well, first of all, I don't have a lot of opportunities to actually watch movies that I want to watch. I'm a big horror movie fan, and if you know horror, it's a lot of excuse me, a lot of gore, a lot of blood, a lot of this and that. And I just realized I'm not digging this angle here. Okay, had to adjust that. It was bugging me just a little bit. And not gonna lie to you, lost my chain of thought for a second while I was adjusting that. But yeah, that's the best part about the watch parties. The fact that you don't have to be in the same location to be able to enjoy it with your friends or family, and that's the best part about that. Now that we talked about what I like about it, understanding it, where it started, now let's look at a few steps of how you can host your own viewing party. And this I'm going down the list that I just found on Google. So let's see what Google has to say when it comes down to actually prepping or hosting your own uh, watch party here. So these are according to Google here or this particular website. I think these are nine. These are nine tips for hosting. I'm sorry, these are eight tips for hosting winning watch party. I should probably take notes for this one. So let's see here. So number one reads make a to-do list. I mean, it doesn't really specify, but I mean, I assume it's like planning it all out, which I will get into in a moment once we're done with this. I'm gonna explain once again my plans, how I'm gonna pull off my very first watch party. But anyway, let's go on down to the list of hosting winning watch parties. So number one is make a to-do list. To-do list. Number two, invite your guests. I think this one's optional. It can just be you, but like I said, I think it would be much more fun and much more interesting if there's actually guests involved in the making of this watch party. But that's just me. I mean, again, you can do this whole loner boner, but the more the merrier, right? It's called a watch party, not a watch sad party, right? And let's see. Number three is prepare your home. I guess that's more like just inviting people over to your house to watch a movie. But I guess that's a watch party, right? It doesn't really specify if it's like a digital watch party. But anyways, let's move on to the next one. So number four, decorate your home. I mean, we're doing this way, right? So I mean, I got stuff behind me. I like a little decoration here and there, so I already got that part down. And I guess it really depends on what movie you watch. If you're gonna like do a theme and stuff like that. So actually, now that I think about it, that's fun. I don't have I don't have the proper decorations for mine, but we'll get into that in a little bit. Prepare the food ahead of time. That's something that uh, I'm gonna have to do as well. But I guess it depends what it is that you're gonna have and stuff like that. Like if you're just gonna have popcorn, you can put those bad boys in the microwave and they'll be good for the rest of the fucking movie. But if we're talking like takeout or making food, then it's like I feel like that kind of takes away a little bit from the watch party because especially if you're making food, it's a lot. It's very time consuming. Um, it's messy and stuff like that. It's nothing compared to the messiness of what making popcorn is. But I mean, to each their own. To each their own, right? And now, number six, test your video and audio equipment. That's a very important thing, and especially if you're going to be doing it the way I'm going to do it, and which would be like exactly what you're seeing here, except with guests and stuff like that. And let's see, number seven, create a separate space for socialization. That would be when you actually have people physically come over to your home, and that's actually pretty cool. I mean, there's those people who are just there for the food, I guess, or the people who or for intermissions, right? For intermissions to kind of like stretch the old legs and you know have a smoke break or something. And number eight, don't forget about guests' children. That will be depending on the movie, right? Um, in my case, there's really not a lot of kids allowed on account of this is called the Booze and Chill channel. So can't exact. Oh, I've had my kid on, but I didn't do any booze related anything. We did review a movie, so there you go. And but it was a kid movie. So again, it depends the theme, it depends the situation, depends what you're watching, stuff like that. So the kids can't be involved. It just has to be kid related in order for them to actually enjoy it or for there to be, kids, period. And yeah, now that we've gotten down how to pull off your own watch party, uh, understanding watch parties, and seeing or talking about how they got started, which again, understandable 2020 and stuff like that. Now, I'm going to go ahead and once again, this entire week has just been countdowns to my watch party. Well, this podcast is no different. Okay. Um, Again, I'm just psyched. I'm super psyched. For those of you watching the video podcast, listen up because this is gonna happen tomorrow. For those of you listening in the audio podcast, may I suggest you stopping right by into the video podcast slash channel and get notified tomorrow and join in the watch party. And I'm gonna start by saying what we're gonna watch. And tomorrow we will be watching The People Under the Stairs. It's a Wes Craven classic movie. It's a classic to me. It's a movie that I've been into since I was a child. Okay. Um, that's the movie of choice that I decided going back to watch parties in general. Pick something awesome, right? Pick something awesome to watch. Um, this movie I chose because, for one, I've liked it since I was a kid. Two, I have it. I just don't have a lot of chances to watch it because I have kids. And three, it's just overall, I think it's a good movie. Uh, that's it's something else to throw into when it comes to making and hosting your own watch party. Everybody has to be in agreement, right? Which I'm glad that everybody that's guesting, which I will mention in a moment, that everybody who's guesting in the watch party is pretty psyched about it. A buddy of mine, Marquitos, movie review, if I'm not mistaken. I'm sorry if I didn't catch that. I'll leave the thing down here somewhere right here. And my buddy Jaws, aka Slippery House Extra Extra, just so happens to also be a huge fan of the movie. So super psyched about that. And I'm gonna be also sitting right next to my beautiful wife, who I think has never seen this movie. So I'm excited to show it to her. And that's another thing about what a watch party experiences. Showing these favorite movies of yours to your favorite people and seeing their reaction to it, whether it's good or bad, just seeing their reaction to it is great. That's kind of like another the best part. I mean, about movie watching is just getting sucked into these masterpieces and really just taking it all in, stuff like that. Just pure joy of watching a good movie. That's what this whole thing is about. I'm gonna have another sip of the coffee here. Speaking of movies, if you're watching in the video podcast, name that movie right in the comment section right down below. And yeah, I'm super stoked about my very first watch party. And watch parties in general, I mean, like I already went through as to why I'm not the craziest. I'm not crazy about them. I do like the idea, but I feel like, things could be tweaked, which is why I'm now going to mention once again uh, how I'm going to go about mine. So, what I'm planning on doing is uh, getting, again, I'm going based on this to do list somewhat, is inviting the guests. Well, first would be uh, getting home from work. No, I'm kidding. I'm getting like that's way ahead. It's getting the drink I'm gonna review, get them all nice and cold, put them in the freezer while I start prepping everything. Two, getting some snacks of some sort. I don't even know what I'm gonna have yet, but I'm gonna start planning that. And making sure the guests are ready and running down how the entire thing is going to happen, which is like this: getting everybody ready to go, making sure they got the a movie on the ready, making sure they've got all their stuff to go, their snacks, their drinks, or whatever, making sure everybody's ready, everybody's comfortable, ready to watch a movie. Uh, and the way I want to do it is play the movie, everybody synchronized, play the movie. I'm gonna be reviewing a little bit here and there during the movie, the drink that I'm gonna be drinking, because that's what I do in the lives. I review drinks. It's booze and chill, and come in and out, talking about that, and then take at least 15-20 minute intermissions in the movie to just talk about the movie, what we just saw, what was cool about it, what sucked about it, stuff like that, and maybe if there needs to be like some sort of bathroom break and get a refill of any sort and stuff like that, and then everybody at the same time press play, and then that's kind of how we'll go about it. It's going to extend the whole watch party just by a little bit, but it will be. I think it'll be fun because again, you don't want to just sit there and just stare away from the audience, especially because mine is going to be live. So that's another reason why I'm pushing out the watch party, because it's not much of a party if there's no party there. You know what I mean? So I've been pushing the watch party thing since Monday, but I've actually uh, thrown out the idea uh, a little bit over 2 weeks as of this coming out. So it's been out there, but now this entire week I've just kind of been talking about it because again I'm psyched about it, and it's something that we can all do together. The only thing would be just the movie, which I'm going to explain. The movie, if you do not own the movie, the just Google it up. The people in the stairs, Google it up, and it will tell you exactly where you can find it, where you can watch it, where you can rent it, where you can purchase it, and that's pretty much all the that is like the most not complicated, but that's gonna I guess cost, depending if you can find it to watch it for free, then kudos to you. But there's the matter of actually getting the movie so you can actually participate, because then you're just going to be watching a group of people. In my case, I'm like I said, I'm a little bit guilty of talking to the actual screen sometimes, so that's just me. So that I'm just going to be being me watching a movie, so there's not going to be a lot of dead air, I can guarantee you that. And especially because in the beginning I will be doing the drink review, which I'm excited to show you guys as well. And yeah, it's just it's gonna be so much fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I like watching movies, especially when it comes to the horrors. I'm a big horror fan, and yeah, I'm just psyched. I'm super psyched. The guests I know are psyched. It's gonna be a good time. Watch parties are meant. I mean, that has the word party in it. They're supposed to be parties. It's supposed to be fun. But again, it's more towards people who really like watching movies, getting together, having a few drinks. Again, this is Booze and Chill. That's what we do. And yeah, just sitting back and enjoying some really good entertainment. That's what watch parties are. Can't wait to do mine again. By the time this comes out tomorrow. So please, again, be for the people who watch the video podcast or are on the channel watching it. Look out for that tomorrow. Hit the notify me. Get the movie. I'm pretty sure you got a whole pantry full of fucking snacks and munchies and stuff ready on the go. Get some drinks. Join us. It's gonna be fun. Good movie, fun times, and the occasional drink review. That's what I do here, right? I know you're all gonna love it. I'm gonna enjoy the shit out of it, even if it's not like the biggest turnout in the world. I will enjoy it because the guests are movie lovers, are enjoy the movie. So really, it's just gonna be a good time, guys. It's gonna be a great fucking time. But I think that about covers today's short audio podcast, talking watch parties, how they get started. This will be the last call of the podcast understanding how you can start your own and when did watch parties start. That's what this entire thing was about. And, you know, again, pushing out my watch party. That was exciting. I'm excited. Can't wait to do it. But that about covers that, guys. Thank you so much. I'm going to have another sip of the coffee before we go. Mm-mm. Everyday dose. Again, if you know, put it in the comment section. And that covers that, guys. Again, I'm psyched for tomorrow. And got to thank you guys for those of you who are taking the time to watch the video podcast and or listen to the audio podcast. Shout out to all of you people. Thanks a lot. Go ahead, leave a like if you, in the video podcast, leave a like if you enjoy watch parties, if you enjoy movies, if you are thinking of maybe joining in on my watch party, or if you're a fan of People Under the Stairs, because that's what we're watching tomorrow. Leave it in the comment section. Subscribe if you are new to the channel, and hit the bell notification for the next upcoming video and or live and or podcast. And also, don't forget to rate the audio podcast on Spotify 5 stars. 5 stars. And that covers that, guys, as well. Follow all Booze and Chill socials. X, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Tickety Talk. And also, if you want to see some behind the scenes stuff, early releases, and all exclusive stuff, videos, photos, head on to Patreon/Booze and Chill. Tiers start only at $3. If you enjoy what I do, if you have fun in here, go ahead, become a member. You won't be disappointed. And that about covers that, guys. And I'll see you guys in the next I'll see you guys in the next video, in the next live, in the next podcast. And that's pretty much it for that, guys. Thank you so much, and I will see you guys in the next one. Hopefully see you guys tomorrow. Cheers. Coffee. Everyday dose.